Trillions could flow through cryptos like Stellar XLM, and you and I, your award-winning Stellar XLM crypto developer, could benefit. And yes, people, it's all about the fundamental facts of the matter, and that's why it's key that we look at the news every day. So go over to Zioncoin's market cap listing and check out the news, zioncoins.net, and it's down there at the bottom. But prior to that, what we need to do is look at what's happening with the market. And as you can see, Bitcoin has fallen to $61,630. Ethereum down at 3,100. Binance Coin down at 510. Solana 167. And fortunately, XRP has slipped down to 58 cents. And we can see Stellar at position 35 is actually holding. But what is actually going on in the news? Well, let's think about that. Does Sam Bankman-Fried deserve 50 years in prison? The stage is set for the federal judge to determine how long Sam Bankman-Fried may spend in prison. The US Department of Justice and Defense Attorney have now both filed their arguments as well as statements from FTX creditors from the prosecution and Bankman-Fried's family and friends from the defense. Well, 50 years probably in a prison that it's like an open prison, and you know, he can pretty much do what he wants, come and go as he pleases. Potentially. It just depends, doesn't it, you know? We don't know. In any case, crypto fan won Ohio Senate primary that could alter the industry US destiny. Ohio's US Senate race may be the biggest congressional contest this year for the crypto industry, now pitting a digital asset booster against Sen. Sherwood Brown, D. Ohio, the sitting Senate Banking Committee chairman, who has stood in the way of the development of regulatory legislation. Well, I think it's just the more states that turn to crypto, obviously, the better it's going to be for the industry internationally. Let's just think about that. Immutable, River King Capital, Polygon Labs set up a $100 million Web3 gaming fund. Immutable and Polygon Labs will identify investment opportunities, while King River will manage the investment process and deploy the capital across gaming studios and Web3 infrastructure firm. Now, I know gaming is a big thing for crypto, and it makes sense to gamify. Crypto's kind of gamified already for me anyway. You know, some people may like to gamble with it. Some people might want to use, leverage. And for me, I don't really do leverage, and I believe that leverage trading, you don't really need to do leverage trading with crypto. But and also for me, it's almost like a bit of a gamble, because when you look at the terms, you could lose more than what you've put in. And for me, that just doesn't seem right, you know, because if you get flash crash, where shorts are being closed automatically because it's hit the price point, you know, that's a bit of a okay. In any case, we talk about this $100 million fund. We need to think about Saraban smart contracts and the $100 million fund that Stellar has got for, maybe porting your existing Stellar contract over, which we might consider doing. We're thinking about it at the moment. There is a project that needs doing, and there's lots of great open source development there, which will help us do things like AMM, like swap, which is the functionality that we need for our Zig-free app. So actually, in fact, we may just go straight to Saraban, because there's already dApps there for us to use, and contracts that have been audited. I know Soros Swap is one of those Soroban winners, award winners, and the app's open source, and I think I may be the only one that's forked it so far. But I need to look into it. We're going to go through the technical docs. I digress. Let's get to the news. Ethereum ETFs likely won't get approved in May. Bloomberg analysts predict odds that spot ETFs will get approved in May have gotten slimmer, according to Bloomberg ETF analyst, who cited US regulators' seeming lack of engagement with potential issuers over the product. And that, it just goes, from the news yesterday with the SEC and their mantra, their mandate, it seems clear. They don't want to do anything unless they get leaned on. And we'll get into that. Bitcoin halving really is different this time. Is it? Oh, well, I guess so, because of the ETFs. You've got to think about that. Okay, well, BlackRock creates tokenized asset fund. SEC filings show. And there you go. Leaning in. BlackRock leaning in. The fund was seeded with a $100 million in USDC stablecoin using the Ethereum network blockchain. Data shows. Excuse me. Keep sneezing for some reason. Bitcoin rebounding to 65k as investors weigh looming Fed decision risk. Disappointing flows into Bitcoin ETFs over the past days partly resulted from investors trimming risks ahead of Wednesday's OFMC meeting on Market Observer. One Market Observer said. So Wednesday, that's today in the UK. Yes, that could be potential, but what do we know? We know that the 10-year yield is still high. The movers and the drivers of the market, okay, I believe is at 4.29 currently. It could be coming down. So just check that. 4.29, is it? Yeah, 4.29. From what I can see, we've got the RSI sort of about the mid level at the moment. There looks like a crossover on the MACD. Those indicators are they're just indicators. It's not 100% that's what's going to happen, right? We know this, but it gives us an edge, to understand what's going on. And we know that actually when you look at the predictions on what's going to happen, what potentially could be happening in the future for the Fed rates, well, that's going to weigh in on the 10-year yield. Ultimately, that's going to affect that. And I think if the yield carries on going up, then what I said yesterday, maybe take some profits, kind of what you want to be doing. But with my analysis, I think we're having a sort of ABC wave. ABC. Okay? And it, by the looks of it, we may be seeing it drop. And really, what that would mean is that buying of bonds is happening. And who's going to buy bonds? People across the world, people across the globe, governments across the globe, the Fed themselves. Okay? And ultimately, if bonds are being brought up, then the Dixie starts getting stronger. The dollar starts to get stronger. And I believe, I'm not sure, do we have a weak dollar at the moment? I'll have to double check that. But I think that's what's going on. So, moving forward, Polygon Labs paid $4 million to host Starbucks' failed foray into crypto sources. Polygon once held Starbucks. Okay. So, we have here Lorraine Marcel brings Bitcoin to African women, the founder of Bitcoin Data. We had that one yesterday. We know that. She's bringing this to the sisterhood. Bitcoin halving is a show me the money moment for miners. With April's halving Set to cut mining rewards by half, Bitcoin miners are upgrading to more efficient mining machines, cutting costs, finding cheaper sources of power, and exploring mergers and acquisitions. Well, my thoughts on that is mining is getting harder. Actually, less and less people are going to want to participate in mining. They might want to consider mining something like Bitcoin Cash or Litecoin. That could be quite lucrative, and we know that Bitcoin Cash is quite low, and the more people that are mining it, the more the network will grow ultimately when you think about it. In any case, Optimism finally starts testing fault proofs of Heart of Design and of Criticism, a version of the new proof system which will help secure withdrawals from Optimism and other networks based on its tech, will be deployed on Ethereum's Sepolia test network on Tuesday. Signum tokenizes 50 million of Fidelity International Fund as MATLabs moves reserves to blockchain. The move was part of the ZK Sync's development. MATLabs' long-term goal to move its treasury reserves to the blockchain, and Genesis to pay SEC $20 million penalty to settle charges over Gemini earning product. The bankrupt crypto lender Genesis Global Capital has agreed to a final judgment order ordering it to pay $21 million to settle charges with the US Securities and Exchange Commission for violating securities law by offering and selling its own defunct Gemini earning program, the SEC announced on Tuesday. And there you have it. That's the news for today. But really, I want to keep trying to deliver you the news over the next couple of weeks. I'm probably not going to be around as much though, because we're off to LA at the end of the week. See the family, of course. And really, I will still be conducting research, so I probably will be looking into Soros Swap at the technical documents and seeing how we can incorporate this into one of our apps. And that's it for today. I'm Nathan, aka Nathan of Zion. Like and subscribe. Check out the next video. And until Moon, have a great day. Take care now. See you in the next one.